Thank you for coming. After everything you've already done for Ravenrock, I hate to ask for more, but I can't risk Councillor Morvayn being killed.
The Councillor is in danger of being killed? How?
The Ulen family of House Lalu, a rival great house, has placed a death mark on the Councillor's head.
But why would the Ulens want him dead?
It's a private matter. Let's just say they seek revenge for the execution of one of their own, ordered by Councillor Morvayn himself. The problem is I don't have any solid proof that anyone from House Lalu is hidden among us. Only my suspicions.
Alright, I suppose that seems just justified.
Maybe justified, but it certainly isn't appreciated. Councillor Morvayn simply feels that I'm being paranoid. I'm afraid that one day I'll awaken and discover him dead. And I don't want it to come to that.
So you feel an attack on the Councillor is imminent?
I do. I've received some information from my sources that there could be elements of Ulen's house, House Lalu, already in Ravenrock.
So why haven't you acted on the information?
Ravenrock is a small settlement, so it's hard to accomplish anything in secret. If any of them is from House Lalu, I wouldn't be able to make a move without them knowing.
So how can I help you with that?
I had a feeling you'd be willing to listen to me.
Where do I begin?
I need you to start out by being my eyes and ears. Search Ravenrock and see if you can root out these traitors. The best place to start would be Geldis Sadri, over at the Retching Netch Corner Club. If he provides you any leads, check them out before bringing them to my attention. I can't afford to make any mistakes.
Alright. So what can you tell me about House Lalu?
Traitors. The lot of them. Their collaboration with the Empire may have given them unrivaled political and economic strength, but their hearts weren't with the Dunmer people.
I presume that was their downfall.
Lalu deserved every bit of hatred they received once the Empire released its grasp on Morrowind. Having past ties to the Empire immediately turned them into the scapegoat for the Dunmer people's suffering.
And what happened to House Lalu as a result?
They had welcomed the Empire with open arms and benefited from it. When everything was said and done, they were no longer recognized as a great house and were dismissed from the council.
I see. I'll be back once I've found something.
Don't worry. You can trust Geldis. He's been with us for a long time.
Welcome to the Retching Netch Corner Club, home of the finest Sue Jammer that will ever grace your lips.
Hello again, Guldus. Adriel Arano said you might be able to help me.
Well, Adriel's got himself a spy, does he? Well, Zuri
Well.
knows he needs all the help he can get. He's been chasing the Ulens for years now.
And you think he's mistaken?
No, I just think he's going about this the wrong way.
Go on.
Actually, I do. If you want to catch those slippery slaughterfish, you need to let them come to you.
Go on.
There's an Ulen ancestral tomb near the temple. Someone's been leaving ash yam offerings on the altar inside. If you were to wait inside for whomever that is, I'm betting they'll have some of the answers you're looking for.
Why haven't you told Adriel about this?
What makes you think I haven't? Anytime Adriel and the Redoran Guard made a move, the Ulens must have been one step ahead and didn't show up.
Alright, well, thanks for the tip, Guldus.
You can thank me if it works. Until then, I'd head to the tomb and wait until your visitor shows up.
So do you know why Councillor Morvayn executed an Ulen?
Back in 95, Vila Ulen came to Raven Rock with a plan to take over our town. The Fetcher thought he could stir up the locals and use them against the Redarin Guard, and then murder Councillor Morvayn when we weren't looking.
And this Vuller did this alone.
He arrived alone, but spread enough coin around to start changing people's minds. Half the bloody town joined his side. Can you believe that?
Yeah, well, you know. So how did he get caught?
He underestimated the Redarin Guard. They were organized and brought a swift end to the coup. Vila tried to run, but he was caught by Captain Veleth himself. Vila Ulen was executed a short time later, and his remains placed in the Ulen ancestral tomb.
Alright. So why did Dunmer leave Ashiams in their tombs?
When the Dunmer is laid to rest, the body is burned and returned to the ashen soil. Since the Ashiam is born of the very same soil, it represents rebirth and renewal, the fact that life ends and begins anew.
Fair enough, I guess. You hear any rumors lately?
If you've got gold on your hands, you might talk to Rallis of the Colbjorn Barrow. I've heard he wants to excavate the place.
Oh, yeah? Anything else?
Nothing specific, but I'm hearing rumblings of assassins living amongst us. I think they intend to target...
Anything else?
The Redarin Guard have spotted a pack of werewolves in the mountains. The hunters up on Frostmoon Crag might know more.
Werewolves? Huh. Alright. Farewell.
Come back if you're feeling thirsty. I'll set you up right.
Ah, excuse me. I didn't realize there was anyone else here.
Hello. What are you doing here?
I presume the same thing you're doing, leaving an offering for the departed. Forgive my surprise. It's just that I wouldn't expect that sort of behavior from someone who isn't Dunmer.
Well, you aren't an Ulen.
Since there aren't any Ulens left on this island, I've taken it upon myself to leave the traditional offering in their stead.
Tell me why you're really here.
What do you mean? I thought I was clear. I'm simply honoring a fellow departed Dunmer. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to meditate a bit.
I'll leave you to it then.
I hope Geldis proved useful. Have you made any progress?
Yes, I suspect Talisu Severin is the culprit.
Telesu. Are you sure?
I saw her in the Ulen tomb.
So Geldis's plan worked, eh? Every time we tried it, no one would ever show up. If Telesu's involved in any sort of plot to harm Councillor Morvayn, I'm going to need hard evidence to prove it.
So you want me to search their house?
I'm not kicking down anyone's door until I have solid evidence in hand. If you're wrong about Telesu, things would quickly go downhill around here, and the real culprits might slip away. I can't afford for that to happen.
And what if they try to stop me?
If you have evidence, and it places your life in peril, I would expect you to do whatever you must to keep yourself alive. Here, this key should open the front door of the manor in case they've locked it. Good luck.
So what can you tell me about the Severin family?
Telesu is wife to the family patriarch Vendel. They have a single child, a daughter named Miri. They arrived here 10 years ago and have been nothing but a benefit to Raven Rock ever since.
A benefit? How's that?
They're quite wealthy, and they've been quite generous by sharing their fortune with the community. They've contributed coin, food, supplies, even helped repair a few of the buildings in town with their own hands.
And nothing unusual about them at all?
People have mentioned it's a bit odd about how close in age Mary appears to be to her father, but that's hardly a cause for alarm. Just make sure you find solid evidence. If I accuse them without it, I'll be the laughing stock of the colony.
And we can't have that, now can we? So why did the Ulens have a tomb in Raven Rock anyway?
Villa Ulen wasn't the first Ulen to live in Raven Rock. His father, Valen Ulen, was one of the first Dunmer to settle here. Unlike his son Villa, Valen was a good man. He contributed to the community and was quite respected. When Valen died, his family provided the funds to construct the tomb.
But you told me House Halalu was disliked.
The Ulen family being a part of House Lalu didn't matter. It's Dunmer's tradition for the ashes of the deceased to be placed in an ancestral tomb. Valen Ulen and his son's remains were both laid to rest there because that's what he'd requested.
I see. Well, I'll be back once I've found something.
Be careful. If the Severans have betrayed us, then they'll be well armed.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
Huh? No. It's not meant to harm.
House Lalu.
Surprise. Alright. Let's start searching. Nope. Maybe, nope. Oh, there's a lot of stuff here. Oh, I know. The safe. Any secrets, any valuables, you put in a safe. There we go. Dear Counselor Selden, in a matter of days I believe we'll be ready. Our forces hidden within Ashfallow Citadel have been training night and day, ready to strike when we give the signal. With Captain Veleth distracted by the Ashbond attacks, the timing seems perfect. I've waited nearly a decade to exact my revenge upon Lerol Morvayn for the death of my ancestor, and I long for the moment my blade will be drawn across his throat. The next letter you'll receive from me will include his head in a sack. Display it proudly in the halls of House Halalu, brother. Brother? Vendel Ulen. Huh. Fascinating.
Did you find any evidence at Severin Manor yet?
Oh yeah. I found evidence, alright.
Then we finally have them. All that remains now is chasing them down and bringing them to justice.
I don't think they'll give up willingly.
Good. I'm going to send 2 of the best Rerenn Guard we have to take them down. I want you to assist them any way you can.
I'll head there immediately.
See that you do. We can't afford to let these traitors slip away.
Farewell.
Ashfallow Citadel's been abandoned for a long time. Be ready for anything.
What's this? What's going on here? What happened? So much for the 2 of the best guards or whatever. Looks like I'm going solo once again. Hello. That's enough of that, old man.
Yes, Sirrah?
Excuse me. Yes, I heard you were starting an expedition.
Who told you that? Was it Geldis? I told that idiot not to send me anymore. It probably can't hurt to tell you. You look mostly honest. The name's Rollis. Rollis Sedaris, out of Moorhold. I've got a financier waiting for me back on the mainland. Sent me here in the interests of obtaining some rare antiquities. The relics of Arzador. But this whole thing became a disaster right quick, let me tell you.
Go on.
You come out of the Northern Ashlands, you don't expect things to go easy, you know. But this was something outside my particular expertise. When I first got to Kolbjorn, you couldn't even see it. Buried in the ash, like most other things on this blasted island. Dug out a pile of the stuff taller than me just to find the barrow. Who knows how much to reach the door? Excavating isn't exactly my specialty. Even if it was, the ash storms fill it in faster than you can dig.
So why not hire some of the miners out of Rainrock?
You think I've got that kind of money? No, I only get paid on delivery. Can't afford to go out of pocket for 1,000 centimes on this. Takes money to make money, all that rot. There's a lot of it at the other end, but I can't get there without a little kick to start it off.
So what can you tell me about this treasure you were after?
You ever hear of Azador? He was the first great Nord enchanter, maybe even the first human to master elven methods. His best work was buried with him, though. A set that my patron calls the relics are supposed to be down in his tomb. Now, they're old, and they're powerful. A combination like that makes them pretty valuable to certain people. And I happen to know certain people.
Well, I happen to have some money. Are you looking for a partner?
What? Are you serious? Well, I think I could make that work. We can sort out the details of our little arrangement later. But for now, I'll manage the dig if you can manage the coin. Do you have the gold?
Of course.
It's all here. Well then, looks like I have a good bit of work to start on. I'll head back to Raven Rock and round up some diggers. Once we've got something worth looking at, I'll send word to you. Pleasure doing business with you, partner. I'll see you soon.
Farewell.
Well, what happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it! Ashfallow Citadel's been abandoned for a long time.
Oh.
Ready for anything.
Good. My money's on the big one. Hey.
And so it begins.
Those fools are actually fighting.
Must have run off.
So,
What happened? Were you able to track down Vendel? Out with it!
yes, as I was saying, he's no longer a threat.
Then,
Have to wait until next month.
it's finally over.
I don't want you.
What of the Reverend Guard I sent to assist you?
got killed last time.
They were dead long before I arrived. Slain by the Morag tongue.
Damn it. I was hoping to protect our people by sending them, not end up with casualties. To think that Vendel would stoop so low as to hire those fetchers. I'm glad you killed him.
I did what had to be done.
Simply wonderful. Councillor Morvayn will be quite pleased when he hears about this.
Alright.
Follow me, and I'll take you to the councillor so you can speak to him yourself. Excuse me,
Can I help
Councillor
you?
Morvayn. I have some wonderful news.
Adriel, I haven't seen a smile on your face like that in a long time.
This visitor has single-handedly dealt with a threat that could have ended your life. Vendel, Telesue, and Miri Severin weren't who they appeared to be. I'm afraid they were here to avenge Villa Ulen's death.
Vendel? But he's done so much for Raven Rock. How could this be possible?
They did it to gain our confidence, Councillor. They had us all fooled. I should have been more vigilant. I'm sorry.
Don't say that. It's not your fault, old friend. And you, step forward. What you've
Yes?
done for me, for all of Raven Rock, goes far beyond what I would have expected from a traveler to our town. For this,
Well,
you have my deepest gratitude.
thank you, Counselor.
Now, I'm certain Adriel was prepared to reward you appropriately for everything you've done. However, since a bit of coin hardly seems like enough, I've decided to provide something more substantial.
Go on.
Since the Severin family, or whoever they were, turned out to be criminals, their property is now forfeit. As Counselor, I hereby award you Severin Manor and everything contained within. You've earned your citizenship here, and I hope you'll consider staying with us as a member of our community.
Thank you. Farewell.
You follow me.
What? What? Where are you taking me?
You follow me.
Okay.
You strong help Tribekin.
Who are you?
You strong help Tribekin.
What's going on here?
We family, we strong, you stronger.
You're saying... You're saying you want my help?
Bilgemak, run. Prize beast, run. Fool Tribekin, chase away. Bilgemak, fear. You bring, he follow you. Yes.
This Bilgamic is an animal of some kind, and you want it back.
Prize beast, you find, he follow. Bilgemak, love meat, give meat, he follow. You go.
Alright. Hey. Want some meat? Come on, boy. I got something for you. Like that? Huh? Alright. Come on. Follow me. Oh. Don't worry about that. Follow me.
Bilgemak, follow you. Bilgemak, no strength. Tribe Kim stronger. You stay. Help more.
Help more? You want me to do something else?
Tribe Kim missing red cross. Need more. God speak. Dance. You bring red grass. We dance.
What is this red grass?
Here, like this. Go bring 2 hands of red grass. Be friend of Tribe King.
2 hands of... Alright.
rid of the Reeklings, Kuvar.
I never said it would be, but either way, we have to try. Whether we succeed or not, it'll stir up some of the old blood in this crowd.
I'm not going to lead them to their deaths if they aren't ready.
Then train them. What are we doing here? We should either get used to staying here, or be preparing to retake the hall.
If there's one
You're having
thing
us
I
do
can't
neither,
stand,
and I can't
it's shoddy
stomach it.
construction. Glad not to be working on that
We'll act
thing
when we say we do,
anymore.
and not before.
Well, you'd better say something, and soon. Glad to not be working on that ugly thing anymore. Finally getting some sleep.
So, what do you plan on doing?
Well, what brings you all out here?
We brought ourselves out here, along with our shame.
What do you mean?
We used to be proud warriors of Thirsk Mead Hall, there, up on the hill. But we let that sweet life get the better of us. We grew soft, and
Your worry helps nobody.
What happened?
Reeklings, those filthy vermin, they came in numbers, waves of the things. One at a time, they're pests, but with this many. And so here we are, out of our home.
Unless you're ready to go fight those things, just
I see.
Mm-hmm.
good to finally be getting some sleep at night. Things are bad enough without everyone around here looking death-eyed too.
What's going on here?
What's going on here is that we've been kicked out of our home. The Mead Hall, up there on the hill. Some Reeklings have taken it over.
How were Reeklings able to overpower you?
With tenacity and numbers. It didn't help that we'd grown a little too comfortable up there. Too much mead, too many stories, too few battles.
Well, what if you had one extra warrior?
Are you offering to help? Some new blood should be enough to rouse these layabouts to actually fight again.
That sounds like fun.
Well, let's move then.
Let's move. Hey! Fellas miss me?
That takes care of that.
That was almost exhilarating. How are you feeling?
That was pretty easy.
Good to hear. In fact, that's just the spirit I'll need from my second. Do you want to come with me?
Second, what do you mean?
My second. If we're going to take up residence here again, I need to get the blessing of Rothmund again. I'll need a witness
Who?
and... Well, you see the kind of horker brains I deal with around here. What do you say?
I would be honored.
Well, let's not waste time talking about it then.
Alright.
Are you ready to go inside?
So, what is this place?
The burial place of Rothmund, who founded Thirsk. He brought a group of true warriors
Right.
away from the soft life of the Skal to know the wilderness, to feel the sting of cold and of steel. I know that sounds a little silly. It's just the way it's written in the books, and that phrase has always stuck with me.
So, what's going to happen in there?
It's pretty simple. Rothmund's axe is in there with him. Anyone who attempts to take hold of it has their spirit judged by Rothmund himself.
So, we're going to fight his ghost.
No, nothing like that. He doesn't need to battle us to know us. He's always watched over Thirsk, and sees us from beyond. And in my case, since he's already deemed me worthy, it will just be a matter of him remembering why he blessed me before. Really. All you need to do is watch.
Sounds simple enough.
Let's not waste any time then.
Alright.
You seek my blessing for the leadership of Thirsk Hall?
I do. It is I, Bujold. You blessed me in the past, and now I've rid the Hall of Reeklings and returned it to its rightful owners.
And well it is that this has happened. But I have always watched, and know that it was your softness that led to your own exile. You allowed your fellow warriors to grow weak, while the dangers around you mounted.
Then, the leadership is not mine?
No, nor is there any among you fit to serve. For a band in the wilderness, it is better to have no leader than a poor one.
That was a little embarrassing.
So now what?
The only thing I can do. I need to return to Thirsk. No matter what Rothman says, we need a leader, and I'm still the best person for that.
You're going against Hrothman's wishes?
Well, look what's happened to us so far under his watchful eye. He gave his blessing to all the leaders who brought us to this point. Anyway, he's dead and we're alive. It's time to begin a new tradition for Thirsk, and I'm going to do that. All I need is for you to back me up. You don't even need to lie. Just don't tell anyone else what you heard here.
Alright, sure.
Good. See that you do. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a hall to lead.
Alright.